Previously on Tekken. So, I'm sorry for whispering close to the mic. I was tired, so I took a nap. And now it is 2 a.m. in the morning, and I don't want to wake up my roommates. So, I have to talk like this for the video. So, anime recommendations. If you've seen someone ask for an anime recommendation, people generally respond with Death Note, Code Geass, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, and just whatever popular good anime that's like 10 years old. So people are not asking for that. People want new ones. And most likely the ones I just named you have already seen. So I've seen some, and I'll give you a quick spoiler-free review of some to see if any of these interest you. So by the way, for the first match, I couldn't give this guy a revenge match because my carpal tunnel problem is back. I played 4 hours trying to unlock this Stoneman costume skin for Gigas, but my left hand didn't feel right. Oh, there's a pun. Well, anyways, I decided to play, and during the last round, it felt really bad. And since I was recording, I decided to power through to the end of it. And then afterwards, I thought I was feeling better, and I switched from pad to stick, so that way, in an attempt to try to prevent it again, it helped a little, but the problem just returned again. I really wanted to put out another I Hate Someone punishment guide, but it's going to have to wait a week before I try to attempt it again. But now, onto the anime reviews. So the first one is Maiden Abyss, and don't be like me and search Maiden Abyss. Is actually some Sword Art Online video game DLC thing if you search for that. But Maiden Abyss, don't be tricked by the kiddie style animation. This anime sets up a world filled with lore. There's this large chasm that is miles deep, and you can find relics, treasures of a previous civilization, and they could do things that their current technology cannot. But the problem with excavation is that there is an effect called the Curse of the Abyss, and the deeper you go, when you start to climb back up, you start to feel its effects. Like if you're climbing back up from the first layer, it could cause headaches and nausea, and the third layer could cause you to bleed from every orifice. It is currently impossible to come back from the 6th layer because it makes you lose your humanity or you just die. It can cause weird things on the surface too, like the birthday death disease, and it causes random people on the surface to die on their birthday after suffering from a bad fever. The main character, Riko, currently digs relics for the orphanage she lives at. She's currently a red whistle who mostly digs in the 1st layer, and her mother is considered a legendary white whistle, and she explored past the 4th layer. Riko somehow discovers a robot that looks like a human boy with extendable arms. She names him Reg and manages to sneak him into the orphanage. And then one day, her mom's last journal and whistle is sent to the surface. It has a message stating that you could find her at the bottom, and it comes with illustrations of various beasts that she discovered along the way, but it also included a drawing that looks like Reg. Even though Riko is just an entry-level delver, Reg has lost all his memory, they both decide to go after Riko's mother and dive to the bottom of the abyss. Now along the way, they see creatures and plants that inhabit the chasm and start to get more of her mother's stories fleshed out. The anime's first season is 12 episodes long, and almost every episode is fulfilling. The only downside I could think of is that this anime is relatively new, so you're gonna have to wait before they announce the release date for season 2, which is coming by the way. And the anime is beautiful. They did a really good job on the lighting and the backstory of the world, while still keeping a large part of it a mystery. I give this anime a 9.5 out of 10 because it hits one trope that I personally dislike, but my friends who watched this gave it a 10 out of 10, so I can't wait until the second season comes out. Now, the second anime I recommend is Konasuba, which is God's blessing on this wonderful world. I generally avoid any anime that panders out the fan service or feels harem-y, but this anime is so funny while still telling like an overarching story of the world. So it fits into a category of living in an RPG world, but it's not in a game. The main character, Kazuma, is an otaku type character who dies when trying to save a girl from being run over, and before being reincarnated, a goddess Aqua is telling him the terms of reincarnation and to choose a skill or equipment before going to the new world. She isn't very goddess-like, and because she makes fun of him for dying, he gets kind of like upset, and she's given like a snobby and haughty attitude. So instead of picking a good item, he decides to pick her as a form of revenge. So Aqua is immediately replaced by another goddess and sent to the RPG world with Kazuma. The world's main boss is called the Devil King, and if he's defeated, Aqua will be allowed back. The anime reminds me of Final Fantasy XII with the adventurers in that guild, and you could take up jobs when you see the job board. At first they could barely do level 1 things, but eventually they managed to have a full party with a mage and a tank. And every character has some sort of nuance, like the mage only has one spell, Explosion, because the spell is so beautiful and she refused to learn any other spell. When it's cast, she's spent, and so spent that she can't even walk back, so Kazuma had to carry her on piggyback. They do have to incorporate some type of strategy because that spell really causes damage, but they only have one shot a day. And see, Aqua is the healer priest of the group, and she's an alcoholic and wanting positive attention and worship because she was a goddess. The tank, named Darkness, which is kind of a weird name, but she's a masochist, and often the thoughts of getting hurt excites her. One thing I really do like is the camaraderie. Wow, I can't say that word right now. So, I don't know, the sticking together, the friendliness of the group, whatever. As much as they could do things to annoy each other, they stick together and help each other out. And I have to admit, I did not see this anime coming at all, but it does everything right. And currently there are 2 seasons, and there isn't any announcement for a third happening. For an anime that seems really tropey, it is surprisingly unpredictable, and I fully recommend it, and it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Now, I wanted to review 7 Deadly Sins because I've seen my friends cosplay from it, and I try to watch it. Now, let me get you guys some googling advice on how to find this anime. So the Japanese name, Nanatsu no Taizai, will give you 7 Deadly Sins, but if you put the word sin in front of it, Sin Nanatatsu no Taizai, you get an anime called 7 Mortal Sins, which is way off. It's nothing like what I was looking for, nothing but animated boobies everywhere. Searching for this is not safe for work, so because of my searching endeavor, I didn't get to watch it yet. So I was doing some research on Gigas, but I didn't realize he has such a small number of moves, and as long as all the openers and punishes and launches and the combos are there, I don't really need to do anything fancy. I heard that Gigas is a low tier character, but I think Eris says it best during a Tekken Tag 2 tournament. It's a low tier character in a balanced game, which I truly believe. There are people who are going to say that Tekken's not balanced, but challenge them to mention an even more balanced fighting game and then start blowing holes into their argument. I'm sorry if you see me doing some repetitive things early on, because I'm just testing out things, and it's better that I test them out now before I get higher on the ladder. The next series of matches will be uploaded on Thursday, and the matchmaking system actually put me with a brawler, so that's something to look forward to. So I hope you enjoyed the Mega Man music, and well, actually, you know, Mega Man 5 is my first Mega Man game that I ever bought and owned, so it has a special place in my heart. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy my matches on Thursday.